Almost did it. That's a great way to start with that voice. Hold on a second, give me one more minute. This shit is being complicated. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yo, Mohammed, hold on a sec. Let me lower this shit. Also, I always forget stream labels, because apparently I have to have that open so that this can update properly. Hey, Pokito, how you doing? Missed ya. How you doing? Hold on a second. I'll show my ugly face in a bit. Is that proper? Did it update? Yes. Rentaro is the latest subscriber. Why this isn't updating in time, I don't know. What's up, no name? I'm gonna call you no name. And hold on a second, let me see if I got this right. Welcome. Shit. And we still have chat here, so don't worry about that. Is it a little bit too bright? Fuck it. This camera chooses the exposure, to be honest. At this point, I'll let the camera choose. I'm not gonna struggle too much. Do you hear the AC too much? You can barely hear it, so let me just not die of heat over here. And ramp that shit up. How y'all doing? Alright, let me just, you know, say the hellos and shit like that before we move on, alright? A little bit of patience, alright? You ADHD motherfuckers, hold on. It's not bright. Damn, man, you're gonna send those messages around here? That's too deep. But yeah, I feel like this is a little bit too bright. What the fuck can I do to do that? Like, I guess I'm gonna add a filter. No filters. Oh yeah, no, I can have filters. Color correction. I guess I could go for this. Less contrast, no, less brightness. Fuck it, for some reason the scan lines are kind of tough. So it's whatever. Why you're standing and sitting like that? Because that's how I am. That's how you don't you watch my videos? God damn it. I hate sitting. I sit too much every fucking day. So I'm just trying to do a change here. Are you hyped? No, it's just a new format here. And I have a controller now. Like, I even use a PlayStation 4 controller for my setup. Look at this shit. I just gotta click one thing here and boom. You see this beautiful gentleman right here. And the chat is on the other side. I'm dyslexic, sorry. But yeah. I mean, you gotta be extra dumb for the things that we're gonna watch. Plus, I can use this in the video. So let's start recording as well. Alright. The LOs have been made, okay? Okay, no name there. Pokito, how you doing? Long time no wait. No, we did see each other. In the other stream, I think. Yeah, you popped by. And no name, I'm gonna call you that. And Mohammed, how y'all doing, man? And whoever is watching, welcome. So I'm sorry if the chat is a little bit small, but if this is gonna be used in the video, it has to be that way. All right. So let me start recording. Now, for those, hold on a second. All right. For those who might not be in the loop, on the loop, I don't even know how to say it. About this situation, Activision Blizzard, this big ass company that makes terrible games in my opinion, basically released, not them, but California State Agency or something like that, released a lawsuit that is being filed against them. And in a very quick note, all right, it is sexual assault, all right? Sexual assault charges from women. Apparently there was like this frat boy environment in the company. They were rolling by, slapping asses or something like that. I'm kidding. I don't think it went that far, but they were being, you know, harassing women in the workplace. Now, I usually don't cover, I do cover allegations, but it's when they are, I'm not gonna say these are not pretty heavy, but I don't like to talk too soon, right? But there's only so far I can only go so far. And when you post pictures like, let me see, when you post pictures like this, I'm inclined to say that maybe you are in a certain way guilty. This was back in 2013, all right? That's something important that I want to highlight. This what happened before the allegations, but still, and before Bill Cosby, we know what happened with Bill Cosby. If you're too young to know that, or you're just, again, living under a rock, Bill Cosby was charged. I don't think actually for the rape accusations, but he was charged for, you know, drugging the drinks and stuff like that, or whatever the fuck was it. And he was found guilty. Now he's being released, but he's gonna die anyway before he gets to enjoy a life with impunity, let's say it. Okay, this is basically the gist of it, all right? This is all you need to know, but there's been new shit that happened like this. This happened back in 2013, I think, so it wasn't that recent. It wasn't like, oh, guys, you know what? We're in this allegation wave. How about we add something else and we just take this terrible picture that is going to make us look even more guilty, right? It wasn't like that, but still, it was a picture that happened back in 2013. I would say not smart back then, not smart now. This guy already had a history of, like, those allegations. And as you can see, Old Boy is not gonna create a let's say a believable environment for yourself, right? So considering that, we have this video, all right, by my boy Omni. I'm gonna keep it like this so you can see the title at all times, so that you can also get a little bit more of in-depth information about this. Nope.
My boy Cryptic Incognito, aka...
That's too loud for me. Is it too loud for you guys? It's already half.
A Cryptic No Host.
That's loud.
Activision's...
Ooh, that's loud. What the fuck?
Cosby Room. Yeah, I kind of found out that was a thing yesterday. If you guys don't know... My boy Cryptic Incognito, aka Cryptic No Host, at Activision's Cosby Room. Yeah, I kind of found out that was a thing yesterday. If you guys don't know, Activision Blizzard is currently being canceled because of a lawsuit that was created by the state of California.
Cancel is to say the least. They are actually facing legal charges, but I guess it is still proper to say that they're being canceled.
Which alleges that there have been a lot of terrible things happening within this corporation when it comes to men and their specific interactions with the women in the workforce there. There was this tweet that I saw by Kotaku yesterday, and I was just like, there ain't no way. And it says,
I'm sorry, but I gotta laugh. To some point, it is kind of like dumb. Again, this was taken a while back, man. But how are you gonna create this environment? Excluding the harassment part, of course, but I would love to work in a company where you can just not do fuck all day and still getting paid. Honestly, right? That would be, I think, for anyone the best thing ever. But they apparently had an hotel room, and I think this is not like that much of a secret thing. There's a lot of corporations that have hotel rooms for, you know, let's say conferences and shit like that. So this wasn't anything out of the ordinary to have an hotel room. But they labeled this shit the Bill Cosby Suite or the Cosby Suite. And they actually admitted, like, oh, yeah, you used to take girls and stuff like that into that. Like, bro, back then you should have already known. Like the guy who came up with this, a little bit of spoilers that we're going to see in this video. I guess spoilers if you can call it that. But the guy said, like, oh, I didn't know the history of Bill Cosby. Motherfucker, you knew the history of Bill Cosby. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a Cosby room. Like, what would be the purpose of having Cosby? Like, he's not the guy who's known for, you know, he's known for being America's dad, right? Not really for being the guy who can get a lot of fucking pussy all the time. So you're not really convincing me there. You knew his history.
Inside Blizzard developers' infamous Bill Cosby Suite. And... It's a bunch of guys. It's a bunch of dudes posing in a bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with Bill
the counting's important.
Cosby. And obviously, as you guys know, Bill Cosby, pretty much known for drugging women and then taking advantage of them. So, yeah, you guys can basically see what these guys here at Activision, which I appear to be from Activision Blizzard, are immortalizing right now.
That fucking comment right there, man. The Night of Montero. You know, some wild shit was happening. Like, it's... I'm laughing. I gotta laugh. I mean, it's just that fucking crazy, man. But how can you possibly think, like, it is a good idea? You know what? Imagine being the printer company. You go like, yeah, we're gonna need a large picture of Bill Cosby, please. All right, no questions asked. I guess that's our policy.
I'm gonna read through this article just a little bit. Inside Blizzard developers' infamous Bill Cosby suite. Booze, sexual remarks, and giant portrait of Cosby are all the center of Activision lawsuit. So what's going on here? Let's look into this, okay? Since news broke last week of widespread allegations of sexual harassment and discrimination at Activision Blizzard. Via a legal complaint from the state of California, many top male developers there, both current and former, had responded with shock and dismay. But while many claimed they weren't aware of problematic, quote, frat boy culture, leading to accusations of sexual harassment and assault at the hands of male Blizzard employees, comments and images shared on social media paint a different picture. Based on photographs and screenshots of Facebook posts obtained by Kotaku, it's clear that people beyond Alex Afrasiabi, the man named in the lawsuit and longtime World of Warcraft developer, were aware of the Cosby suite mentioned in the lawsuit. That was apparently a nickname for Afrasiabi's BlizzCon's 2013 hotel room. Oh my god. And seemingly a reference to the name of the previously convicted artist Bill Cosby. Joe, bro, man, that's dirty. So guys, if you don't know, within the actual lawsuit itself, we read some of it, but not all of it, but there was a lot of examples of this frat boy fraternity situation that existed. There was also an example of like these crawls that happened at the office where the guys would get intoxicated and they would just hit on all the women in the office. And
see what I mean? Again, excluding the whole harassment shit. Just imagine going to an office and you just walk around wandering fucking drunk out of your mind. Possibly, to be honest, at this point, if I saw that, like, you know what, I can be drunk in this bitch and no one, in fact, maybe even reinforced by the top management. You know what? Why do I even carry pens? And I would start fucking, like, that would be my drunk mind in that moment. Like, when you create a company with that fucking environment, bro. Just say rape culture. Frat boy makes it sound more innocent than it is. Well, rape is kind of like heavy. I don't think they actually went to the point of doing it, but shit. I would say that is very, like, unprofessional. I guess it would be the minimum of the minimum. Would be very unprofessional to be like, you know what? We're gonna bring a ton of fucking booze to this Bill Cosby room. Oh yes, that's right, we're gonna call it Bill Cosby room. That seems like a good idea too. And we're gonna crawl around cubicles harassing female workers who apparently already had an environment where they're pushed out. Which, listen, in the gaming industry, that's not hard to believe. I don't know if there's any statistical evidence, but whatever. I've seen examples at the very least. At least it does happen. It's not something that is crazy to imagine like, oh, it happens more. It happens. But Activision Blizzard, well, it happened with Rocksteady. For those who might not know, Rocksteady was, or is in fact, the developer from Batman Arkham series, right? Which I love, but shit, if the allegations, well, it's always like tough to be with the allegations thing. But if the allegations were ever proven right, of course I couldn't just buy another fucking Batman game, right? But this is not, at the very least, the allegations are not something that is strange. It happens all the time, unfortunately, or not all the time, but plenty of times, too many times, right? It seems like I love when shit that resurfaces has the best timing in the world, right? They're going through these allegations and boom, right there, apparently they had a Bill Cosby room. Bro. Don't drop your jello shots, dude. Yeah, like, yeah, were they playing beer pong in that bitch? I don't know. Possibly. HR was in the room, so of course that's if they have HR. There's a lot of companies that, amazingly to me, they don't have HR. That's something I've learned. Like, I always thought as a kid, well, as a teenager, that HR was something, and once I learned what the fuck it was, that every company had HR. No, some companies don't have HR. And if they have HR, is the top management itself. Which is not like they're in their office, they don't see what's happening, they don't report it. So HR was in the same room. Maybe that's, you know, yeah, that would be my belief, that the HR was in the room, so of course they thought it was okay. Maybe they were involved as well. Who knows? I agree, but rape is a strong term in this case unless actual rape occurred. Yeah, that would be my opinion as well. But I guess the term rape culture has to do with like, okay, so this is what usually happens when it leads to rape culture, and this is the precedence or whatever. Yeah, okay, I understand. Oh, an HR person was identified in the photo. There you go. That's why I love doing these streams. I got even more information on top of that. So apparently, there was HR in the room. One of the guys. Bro. That's like the police investigating itself. One thing is internal affairs that are statewide. Another thing is when I see, oh yeah, NYPD is investigating his own occurrence. Oh, that's fine. That's great. I'm not really anti-police or anything like that, but when I see that shit, like, don't you think that there's a conflict of interest right there? There's a picture, like, actually labeled their roles, dude. Oh, man. Like, stupidity is worryingly funny. Again, it's still worry, guys. Don't think that I'm taking this less seriously, but to the point where people think like it's a great idea, like, no, yeah, let's have a Bill Cosby. Even back then, people already knew what Bill Cosby was involved. This was back in 2013 again, or 14, I don't even know, but it was around that year. Bro, you already had a history. Why the fuck would you do that? Even as a joke, you are bringing women there. How uncomfortable. Like, imagine if someone invited you. Like, oh, this is a sweet hotel room. What'd you call it? Oh, it's just Ted Bundy room. That's what we usually call it. Oh. Like, you're not going to do that shit. Caught in 4K, dude, this is... Well, the picture is kind of terrible. I would say caught in 360p or some shit like that. Doesn't have enough quality for that. But yeah, like... I want to give the benefit of doubt to all, I guess, even people, organizations, whatever. But when you do shit like this and you have these evidence, like the allegations pop, and then the things that start resurfacing imply that yes, this environment is like at least very extremely unprofessional. It doesn't mean that every single allegation is proven right, but it does make it seem likely. Bill Cosby was making jokes about drugging women in the 80s. From what I've heard, he was even saying like, oh, me guys, when he was already going through that stage of like people saying that he was doing that kind of shit. He took it like as a funny thing. Shit, it was like, see that footage from, I think it was OJ. Well, let me show you that shit. It's a little bit off topic, but I gotta show you that shit. OJ, reporter, joke, yeah? Like, this was a great joke. He thought it was a great joke. Look at this shit. For those who don't know, I can't sit. Shit, I have another screen for this, but whatever. For those who don't know, O.J. Simpson was involved in, or alleged killing his wife, well, ex-wife. But he was acquitted, right? But look at this shit. By stabbing, by the way. So she was stabbed to death.
Me started.
After we finished filming, OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. Just did you do it?
No, I didn't.
I think it was his idea of a joke.
Nope.
And this is it.
Look at this. Bro. People are like, when they see that they can get out with impunity, it happened with EDP as well. Like, listen, they kind of start doing this shit. And it is the most arrogant thing. And inside it pisses me off, even though I'm laughing. But we can't let that shit happen, to be honest. Jesus, man. Look it up his Spanish fly bit. Fuck, I'll do that. Since I'm recording, man, I want to use take advantage of the time that I have. Hold on a second. But I will. Don't worry about that. Bill Cosby in EDP would be the perfect crime syndicate. He rolls. Bill Cosby. Shit, I had the fucking word, man. I was gonna come up with a banger right here. Now I don't have enough momentum for that shit. But yeah, it would be a good duo, wouldn't it? What in the world, indeed, Poquito. Jesus,
Some people were basically saying that's not true. It's all a lie. This is all fake, fabricated, yada, yada, yada. And then I guess after that happened, people were like, all right, well, I'm just going to go on Facebook and pull up the receipts that you have conveniently left out because I know it existed. So
Oh, yeah, and they were dumb enough to not cover the evidence. Which, even for Twitter, like, you could just say Twitter, hey, Twitter, you tell me to delete the shit if I do it wrong, so I was just doing that. Like, you have that leeway. On Twitter, people apparently are keen on, like, if you do something wrong, delete the evidence. They actually ask you to, like, delete this. Okay, I'm deleting the evidence. Like, I don't know about you, but if I fuck up in my videos, I will keep it unlisted so that you can access it anytime. I don't like deleting evidence of what I did wrong. But in this case, dude, you're gonna go to jail, man. Like, at least be smart. Just delete shit. See, look like you care, but they don't. They're like, oh, most likely they will get away with it. So who knows? Bill drugs, EDP smashes. I don't think he can do that, man. With that belly, I'm not fat shaming at this point. It's physically impossible for him. Do you remember what he said? Climbing through a window? I don't think he understands how this shit is done. At least, Bill knows that, like, you gotta be subtle.
Yeah, during a company event, an annual convention called BlizzCon, Afrasiabi would hit on female employees, telling him he wanted to marry them, attempting to kiss them, and putting his arms around them. The complaint reads, this was in plain view of other male employees, including supervisors, who had intervened and pulled him off.
Fuck, at least that's a sign of hope right there, that there was some men who were like, yo, dude, just back off. Don't do that shit. At least that, man. It's, what you call it, a pinch of hope, I guess. You would run out of breath after 3 pumps. I will think the same. Hey, at least he's doing he would be doing physical exercise. The problem is he would be doing physical exercise with someone who he shouldn't. But,
Employees. Jesus, Afrasiabi was known to engage in harassment of females, that his suite was nicknamed the Crosby Suite, after alleged R. Bill Cosby. Continuing, and it gets worse, guys, but the Cosby Suite was more than just a nickname or a joke. Based on images and comments Afrasiabi posted on his Facebook, supplied to Kotaku by a former developer at Blizzard, it was reportedly a booze-filled meeting place where many, including Afrasiabi, would pose with an actual portrait of Bill Cosby while smiling. It was also a hotspot for informal networking at BlizzCon. 3 sources told Kotaku, where people looking to make inroads at the company would go to meet and hang out with some of its top designers. So
hold on a second. So you're telling me, I don't know if I can give the benefit of the doubt anymore. So the benefit of the doubt would say that, yeah, they use this booze, they use this hotel rooms for meetups, informal meetups, so that people could invest in the company or express their interests, yada yada yada. But imagine, like, would the painting or the picture of Bill Cosby be present in that fucking room? Like, it makes me believe that they use that as a front, like as an excuse, like, yeah, we have all this alcohol because we meet up with people so they can invest in the company. But I mean, it's called the Bill Cosby room. Would you do business? Would you do business in the Bill Cosby room? I don't see. No. It's hard for me to believe in that shit. So it's really weird. It's really weird to give him the benefit of the doubt anymore. I like to give benefit of the doubt to everyone and to people who go through allegations, but this is getting tough. That's all I'm gonna say. It's getting tough. Goddamn, bro. But let's keep on fucking doing this shit, otherwise.
Here's a picture of all the booze and the drinks and all of that stuff. Now, this isn't anything, new. Whenever you go to cons or anything like that, there's always some kind of place where someone just has a bunch of alcohol and you're serving it around at company events. This isn't new or special. What is new and special is the fact that they will call it the Cosby Suite, which is just absolutely gross. Anyway, guys, it looks like Afrasiabi, he basically deleted a bunch of his social media based on this.
Now they're doing it.
A picture that was going around here. This is describing this picture. I'll just show it to you guys right here. And it says, BlizzCon Cosby Crew. There was an actual chat with a bunch of guys who were all...
Bro. Knockout. Pause, man. Like, benefit of the doubt is like out of the fucking window. I didn't even open the window. That shit just gets trash, man. Like, bro. BlizzCon Cosby Crew. Bro, like seriously, come on, bro. Let's see the fucking. I'm sorry, my mouse is in the way. I am gathering the hot chicks with 2 axes, motherfucker. This is not 2008. Stop. Actually, was this 2008? Maybe. Let's give him the benefit. Actually, hold on. We have a date there. 2013, November. Dude, chicks with 2 axes, man. Even back then, that was a boomer shit. I don't think this is a boomer. Like, when self-awareness level 0, man. Like, it's a -10. It's negative. How you doing, Super Victor? How you doing? Not even trying to hide it. They did, but too late. Everyone got the receipts already. So I'm getting the hot chicks for the cause. Don't tell me that's what they call it, the Cosby. Oh, bro. Time out. You dumb pieces of shit. Assuming that's what cause means, right? I am gathering the hot chicks for the cause, the Cosby room. Bring them. Greg, you on the way? You can't marry all of them, Alex. That doesn't surprise me that you would be the kind of guy to marry any girl that he meets. I can. I'm Middle Eastern. Okay, so this is a joke, but okay. You misspelled fuck. Hilton Bar. Come up to the cause. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're calling the fucking room. Dude, no amount of context can make me say or make me believe that they didn't mean to take girls to the Cosby. I'm not saying that they drugged them or whatever the fuck they did, what Cosby did, but you knew what Cosby did. Otherwise, you wouldn't call it the Cosby room. Who are you fooling? He's a guy who thinks a stripper is his girlfriend. Yeah, basically. What you said, Super Victor? Oh yeah, man. Let's continue. Let's take this shit in one shot, right? I don't know if you call it in your country, but let's do a penalty here. Like just bottoms up, no breathing. Jesus.
And the BlizzCon Cosby crew, and it's got here. It says Dave Kozak. I'm gathering the hot chicks for the cause. Chicks with 2 X's. I haven't seen that in forever, actually. That's just weird, right? And Alex Afrasabi says, bring them. This guy named Corey says, Greg, you on the way. This guy named Dave says, you can't marry all of them, Alex. And then Alex says, I can, I'm Middle Eastern. Jesse says, you misspelled F. Greg Street said, at Hilton Bar. Jesse McCree says, come up to the coast. Mics were dropped November 11th, 2013 by Alex Afrasabi. 2013 was an interesting time, wasn't it? Where you could actually make having a suite called the Cosby Crew.
I don't think you could. I mean, people didn't connect the dots. That's what's different about it. People didn't connect the dots. That's why they were able to. I didn't even know if this was public or if this was in a group. It seems like it's in a group because there's only 2 likes and shit ever since 2013. Listen, I don't think even back then the shit would slide. It's so inconsiderate. Hey, what's up, Void? How you doing, man? New to the channel? I think I never seen you on the stream before. How you doing, man? Check my YouTube if you would like. Oh shit, because this thing is gonna pop in a video. It's what's hot. Yeah, you are new. Hey, welcome, man. And follow, okay, on Twitch if you're on Twitch, and subscribe on YouTube. I think it's a good investment of your time, all right? But welcome. What is a stripper? Oh, come on, Super Victor. If you don't know what a stripper is, you shouldn't be here. That's all I'm gonna say. Come on.
And actually post the receipts that later in 2021, 8 years later, would actually, or 7 years, no, 8 years later, would cancel you. That's wild. Anyway, yeah, continuing with the article, and I'm skipping some of the points that already just talk about the picture, but this was a quote. It says, it was such a boys club that creating something like the Cosby Suite was seen as funny, end quote, one source told Kotaku. Only you could get an FSC laid. Alex Afrasabi reads one of the Facebook comments on the picture. Hashtag cause approved reads another written by Kozak. Anyway, I skipped to the end. This is a huge article, but I just want to give you guys a quick TLDR. But there was an update on the situation. It says Joshua Mosquera, one of the...
Okay, let me correct you on that. That doesn't seem like a Portuguese name, but I can pronounce it in Portuguese, okay? Joshua Mosquera. That's how you read the Q's. I'm assuming, and maybe that's Spanish, but even though the Spanish don't use Q-U-E, I think. That's... Yeah, do they? Maybe they do, but that's how you should probably read it.
Blizzard developers pictured above in the Cosby suite wrote in a Medium post today that he was unaware of Cosby's history at the time.
And this is where I fucking time out, dude. Like, you didn't know. Then why the fuck would you call it Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby was not no Dan Bilzerian, even though he has a lot of money too. Let's say his game relies on the money. But he's not known to pick up a lot of chicks and stuff. Like, he did, but not in the way that we think it's ethical. Right? You knew what the fuck he was doing. Why would you call it the Bill Cosby room if you didn't know his past? Get the fucking bullshit, man. Lying is even worse at this point. To me, it would even be smart if they preemptively deleted the shit. I would still be mad because they're trying to be dishonest, but at least it would be smart. But lying after we've seen this shit, it's double damage, dude. What the fuck are you doing? Not that it's too far, for even 2000, like, dude, people knew. People knew what Bill Cosby was doing. And even if it was all allegations, I don't think he actually got convicted back then, right? I think it was in 2015, I don't even remember specifically. But even back then, dude, like, you would be just, like, inconvenient. But people didn't have dots to connect back then. People didn't know what the fuck was happening inside the company. Your title reminds me of a good song, Chairman, Math, Bill Cosby. Oh, damn. That's a good name, man. That's what we should call him from now on. I didn't know that. So, yeah. A stripper. Even when you corrected it, it went wrong. Like, should I even proceed with this video? I think we got everything that we should have from this. Yeah, now it's Omni's opinion. Listen, I have 30 minutes of footage already. I wish I could deliver something to you that you didn't know by now, but I'm pretty sure you can connect the dots. You don't have to be very well developed in the brain to understand, like, oh, okay. They had a Bill Cosby show, Bill Cosby room back then. Tons of fucking booze. They would actually deliver chicks back then, like, they would take the chicks to the room, which was supposed to be the informal meeting room or something. Like, I call bullshit on the meeting room. Like, yeah, oh, don't mind the Bill Cosby painting, all right, the Bill Cosby picture. Don't mind those naked bitches in the room, okay? This is a very professional environment. We care for your money. Let's talk business. Like, that shit didn't happen. Who the fuck are you trusting? Like, unless you did role play with the girls, unless their interests were like, oh, we would like to invest. Like, that's not how it happened. That's not what happened. You didn't have any fucking business going on. Cut the bullshit. Right? So at this point, I gotta speak about this. I think I'm comfortable talking about Activision Blizzard, not because we have all the full facts still, but this is getting ridiculous. This is like EDP, you know? Like, he wasn't convicted, but shit, we had the evidence. This thing was there. It was pretty obvious. Like, this one, bro, maybe you didn't actually do anything wrong, but this is already unprofessional as fuck. You're not gonna have a company who does this shit, where men walk around drunk out of their minds, crawling through the fucking cubicles and harassing women. Like, not to even touch the subject of, like, a lot of women were I didn't even know if he was underpaid, but I think one was rejected a promotion, while the guy who, I don't think it was because he was a guy, but because he was a friend of someone who was already on the top. Listen, I don't feel uncomfortable with people getting into a company because they know someone, but when you steal positions that are up there from people who actually have been working hard, then that's an issue, even though it's not really your issue, it's the administration's issue. You shouldn't be fucking promoting people because they're friends, right? You should be promoting people because they deliver profit to your company. But he was convicted in 2018, yeah. But I think like the shit was already starting to... I think the major development in the Bill Cosby case was back in 2015. So I think that's all I have to say about this Bill Cosby shit. All right, at least for the video, that's pretty much it. What can I say, man? It's not set on, like, it's not black on white yet, but my mind is made, unless, again, some mind-blowing shit. Like it would be like EDP coming around with a video that actually proves everything was fabricated or something. That it would have to be that crazy for me to believe any of this shit. It's first and foremost a state agency. Like California is usually very sensitive about everything, but it is still a state, what you call a public agency that is moving forward with this lawsuit. It's not just like, oh, the women decide to make, like, no. It's a lot of piled up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much. But yeah, it was convicted 2000. Yeah, that makes sense. I always thought like he was a recent shit, and it was. It was like 4 years ago. Well, 5. Am I doing the calculation right? No, it was 3 years ago. Well, sort of. Why is people 6 people here? Sometimes 7. There was 10. It varies all the time, and it's a stream. That's supposed to happen. I would also like to show you like the baby thing, but I mean it was dumb, really. But yeah, if you want to fill up the stream, I can show you this thing as well. So let me show you. This video pretty much delivers everything that you should know about it. I wanted to talk about Simone Biles, man, but how many of you are interested in that shit? I would still make a video about it, but I would maybe do a standalone video about it. For those who don't know, it's like that American gymnast that gave up because of mental issues and stuff like that. So, you know, it depends. But the baby, I think a lot of people know the baby. He just said some wild shit.
So Scary said, the baby controversy. Haven't really heard much of it, but you should still cover it if you haven't. I don't know what's going on with the baby. And no, I'm not talking about Boss Baby. I'm talking about the rapper, the baby. But he probably said something that he shouldn't have said. And I mean, it's not the first time that it's happened. So yeah, I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy. It's just like, I would like to make it's a weird thing that a lot of people wouldn't come up to say. But it's not like a heavy... It is sort of a heavy topic, but there's not a lot to say about it. Like, let me just show you what he said. Instead of... I think if you see the video, that's pretty much it. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one.
Self into what? A deeper hole afterwards? Okay, what is going on?
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if you smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas, lights up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air. Let's be real about this. Yeah, keep it real. Some of y'all suspect as a...
For those who may not understand this whole mess of a dialogue here, if it was even a dialogue, it was mostly a monologue. I don't even know if I can say it back. Like, I just repeat it. Basically, gay people with AIDS or HIV shouldn't be there. Apparently, they die in 4 weeks, which is not how it works at all. In fact, there's people who can survive the same amount of time as long as they have medication on. And they were nasty somehow. And listen, people could be like, oh, he was talking about like as a PSA, bro. Like, no, it wasn't about PSA. There's a lot of ways that you can... There's a lot of ways you can do this. But saying that people who with HIV are nasty, I mean, it's... what the fuck you want me to say? All these people suddenly become all-star coaches the second the Olympics comes on. Yeah, that's true. All right, I want to talk about Simone Biles, all right? I don't want to update the title, because I would have to change the thumbnail too. If you give me a little bit of time, guys, I can do that shit. Hold on a second. Oh, there you go. I'm still getting used to these new controls, man. And let me put some... Alright, so give me a little bit of a few seconds here, man. I also was thinking about playing something, but maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't like playing on a weekend, but I don't know. So I think I just hit some bad times because the other weekend when we played, what was it, GTA 4? A lot of people came to watch, so... We might play some Cyberpunk tomorrow. We'll see. Or I talk about something else. So let me change something really quick on my titling. But yeah, there will be a video here. Check my YouTube channel if you are on Twitch, and check up tomorrow. Like at the end of like 9 p.m. GMT, you should have a video about this, properly edited, and should be funnier and shit. What should I hope I'm saying her name right. Let me research. Simone. Yeah, it's correct. This should be a good discussion as well. I updated on Twitch. Updating shit on Twitch is so much easier, but also not so good. Let me just I don't feel like typing a lot. I'm just gonna change the picture and that's it. If people find it, how many of you have already been subscribed? I want to know that shit. Usually I can't know in the stream. I gotta wait a few days, but are you already subscribed? I want to see in the chat so I can do some analytics, live analytics. Alright, that should be enough, fuck it. Okay, let me see. Yeah, okay, there you go. Like, finding new streams is not that complicated. I gotta remove the watermark, man. The watermark is so annoying. Fuck that. So, let's see this new topic now here. Maybe it's a little more serious, right? Maybe this doesn't get enough as much views, but fuck it, man. I want to talk about the shit that I feel like it's important or that I like to talk, and I love to talk about these little things that makes people very divisive, things that can put people on both sides, you know, of the fence or whatever. So, let's just record it just in case. So for those who might want to have some context, I'm sorry. Simone Biles is a USA gymnast. I think one of the best in the whole history, I guess, of the Olympics when it comes to gymnastics, right? At the very least, in the United States, she wins golds consistently. She is a top-notch athlete, and I guess that's sort of the way why people are so upset that she is doing what she is doing, which is giving up, sort of quitting, because she has some mental health to take care of, right? So basically, she gave up. This is not trying. My mouth doesn't want to collaborate here. But she gave up on the Olympics on the basis of mental health. She's not in her best self. Yada yada yada. Right. So you like my gaming chair? Absolutely beautiful. I would say that I have an opinion, and you've seen probably a guy that we're going to react to this, which is, I guess his name is Charlie Kirk. Maybe I'm confusing the name, but he called basically a sociopath, right? Now, I have a mixed opinion here. I would say a mixed side to it. So let's just watch this video from Evan Preach that kind of, in a certain way, summarizes the important core of the news, I guess. And I'm going to use it as a benchmark to my reactions, I guess. We're going to use their opinions and say if we agree or not, but basically use that as, what should I call it, man? Material to respond to. I guess that's what I'm going to say, right? Let me adjust the volume first.
Today's topic, Simone Biles leaving the gymnastics. Today's topic, Simone Biles leaving the gymnastics team during the Olympics. Simone Biles is the most decorated gymnast in the world, right? Is that fair to say?
I think so.
And she was part of the Olympic team from the USA going to Japan. During, I think, one of the team competitions, she performed very poorly, as well as performing very poorly leading up to the competition of the Olympics. But people kept saying, it's fine, she'll recover, she's the best in the world. Once she got there, after her first competition, she didn't feel like she had it. She released a statement and saying, for my mental health, I need to not perform as I think is going to be best for my team. And people had a lot to say. Some people thought what she did was wonderful. Some people said she was quitting, etc., etc.
So Simone Biles, who's obviously a very talented gymnast, decided not to compete in the gold medal competition. Simone Biles says, this Olympic Games, I wanted to be for myself when I came in, and I felt like I was still doing it for other people, as she cried after the team event on Tuesday. So that just, it like hurts my heart, because doing what I love has been kind of taken away from me to please other people. Yeah, that's the point, Simone Biles. You're representing your nation, you're selfish sociopath.
So, before we even get to the Aaron Preach opinion, I'm going to say this. To the half of what he said, I believe the Olympics is kind of old shit. The Western world now is involved into the Olympics and stuff like that. We have to recognize this shit is old. I don't know, think of something old, Bill Cosby, I don't know, like old, older than that shit. Back in ancient Greek, right? It was a competition used to dispute between tribes and stuff like that. It started off with the Greeks, but I think there was some expansion to the point of like the Romans started to participate and stuff like that. And obviously now we have nations throughout the entire world participating in the Olympics, which is a fair expansion, right? But the nature, I guess, the integrity of a competition should be the same. To me, this is what I believe to be the common rule for most of the competitions that involve multiple nations, okay? And I think the Olympics is not just a case of like, you know, soccer cups or whatever the fuck. I think it has to do with the fact that it's a selfless event. You're an athlete, you train a lot for it, you have a name for yourself, you make your money. I don't have any issues with your career as a professional, of course. But when you go to the Olympics, it is to be considered like a sacrifice, where back then it was actual sacrifice, but now obviously we're not gonna, you know, put people almost to the point of or brink of death. But it is a sacrifice in a situation of like there's a lot to lose. You travel, you're not getting paid from what I think, or maybe you are. I don't even know if the Olympics you get paid, but I would assume not. But you are competing against other tribes, other nations. Now it's the other nations. It's not about you. The Olympics to me is not about the individual, and I think for the nature of the Olympics, at the very least the original integrity of it, is not about the individual, it's about the nation, everyone who you represent, right? Obviously, your grandma, your American grandma, is not going to be in a position to represent her country. So it's going to be the best of the best. There most likely will be paid athletes that already have a career that will go there. I know Simone Biles, and this is why I disagree with the guy. She's not selfish, right? Certainly she's not a fucking sociopath. Sociopath is something that is diagnosable. It's like depression. A lot of people go like, oh, I'm so depressed. No, you're sad. Everyone feels sad. Depressed is when people actually have everything going right for them, right? Everything is good, but they see the worst in everything and they just can't get out of that state. And it goes to the extremes of, you know, so to think that she's selfish, she doesn't care about her country, I wouldn't go that far, and that's idiotic to me to say because she already won so many golds. But should she consider that there's a lot of women who wanted to be in her position? Should she consider that this is not about her, it's about the nation, or at least other people? I do think so. Good vibes, Nikel. How you doing, man? All good vibes. No worries, Poquito. I'm sorry if I'm changing to a topic that you don't really care about, but I like to talk about this stuff. Usually what Abin Preach picks as content is really good to discuss, in my opinion.
You kidding me?
She got into that sport, and we usually often get into that sport not because we want to do it for the country, but firstly, we want to do it for us.
Again, I would agree with this, all right? But we're not talking about the Olympics. I think is a very specific thing. Again, this is not a normal competition, international competition where they still get paid. You know, I would assume that's where gymnasts mostly compete in, international ones, right? It's not like the NBA, which focuses in the United States and Canada, but they have to travel the world, but they still get paid. There's a competition against the individual. Like, you're representing maybe a team still, but it's about you, your own competition, your own performance, yada, yada, yada. And the Olympics will always have this, oh, she won these many gold. You still have an Olympic career, let's say, and stats that will represent how good you are at the Olympics individually. But I don't think the Olympics itself is individual. It's, I think, for the nation. And it's completely fine if you don't agree with the nation's policy, so you're not so proud of it. And listen, step down, just don't represent that country. I would say that before anything of this happens, you need to understand and realize, like, okay, I'm not in the best position, or I just don't believe in what I'm doing. So I'm going to give this chance to someone else, even if they don't win any golds, silvers, whatever. I come from Portugal. Portugal only has, at this point, a bronze medal, but we're proud of our athletes for achieving that. And you see a lot of interviews of there's one Portuguese athlete, I don't remember her name, but she's on judo, that's how you call it in English, where she's basically crying, apologizing to all Portuguese people. And listen, we're obviously not mad about her not achieving the podium, let's call it, but because she tried her best. But that dedication that I see there, when I see athletes crying because they feel like disappointed people, that's what I wanted to see. You know, people who care about representing a country, not themselves. So I would not completely agree with this point. Gymnastics is a dangerous sport. Suppose she went up there and hurt herself because she was in the right mindset. Again, that's fine, but just don't go to the Olympics in that case if you don't want to risk yourself. Who did this shit? I think it was the American basketball team with LeBron James and stuff like that. I don't remember the year. But I think it was LeBron who said, like, hey, I don't want any injuries, so I'm not going. Dude, I respect that shit. Just, you can choose. But once you dedicate to that, I would hope that you follow through. Now, if she really can't do it, I'm not going to expecting anyone to force her, but she should have thought that before, in my opinion. Yeah, it is about the Olympics.
We enjoy doing one thing because that's what we have fun doing.
Nope.
And having the pressure and the outside pressure and even the inside pressure ruin that for you is a horrible thing to live. Your passion. This is not sport. This is just you being on your couch at home and being proud that, yeah, we have America. We have a medal. We have one more medal. We good.
That's kind of the point of the Olympics. I'm sorry, I understand the whole sentiment that a lot of people are like, oh, I could have done better. But I don't think that's what is being said. Even though I'm not going to defend this guy because you're going to, like I said, a sociopath, that's going so fucking far. And he has 0% footing on this, like any ground on this. Like, that's not being a sociopath, first and foremost. I don't know where you picked up the similarities of it. And secondly, it's a diagnosed shit. It's something that is very serious. She's not a sociopath. She's not even being evil or that selfish. I don't think she's being selfish at all. But I think that you can not be selfish but still cause some damage. Yes, and I think that's what she's doing. But calling her selfish, egocentric, or sociopath, no, dude, chill the fuck out. She was okay when she went. It was after her first event that she wasn't feeling right. Then if that's the case, what changed? Was the fact that she wasn't performing well? I'm pretty sure she had moments where she didn't perform that well. I don't know. I think there was some no one gets like that unless she actually has some sort of like actual condition that should have been diagnosed way earlier, as in like to protect her, because a lot of people like to mess with mental health, but once you have an actual condition, get that checked up really quick. But if she went there good, but then one loss or just a bad performance threw you off, maybe that's not about mental health. It is about pressure about yourself. But I don't know if that's really. I'm not saying that she's lying, but I'm saying that maybe it's not an issue of mental health, but just a natural feeling that everyone feels. But she wasn't able to process at that time, right? But I think the only solution for that is breaking through, right? It's just going forward. It's like getting out of the woods, right? The only way in is through it. Or I'm sorry, the only way out is through it. There's no shortcuts. I mean, Simone is a very highly talented person. She's passionate about gymnastics, and that shines through. Shines through. But of course, mental health hits. A few sportswomen have withdrawn from sports due to mental health. Sure, and I don't think that's the issue. You know what? Let me reinforce what I actually believe. All right, I don't think that she quitting is the issue. I just think it's the fact that there could be someone, a woman who worked her ass off, but she got overthrown by Biles Simone's because, well, I'm sorry if I'm calling the name wrong. Simone Biles, what the fuck? Sorry, man. Sometimes his brain doesn't... it likes to mix shit up. But Simone Biles, not saying that that's like she did it in an asshole kind of way, and that no, but there's a woman who could have possibly had that opportunity. That's what kind of pisses me off inside. Not because, again, she's the problem. I'm just saying, like, the circumstances are not the best. And again, I'm not gonna be mad at her quitting, but there is a responsibility. And if people get mad at that, I think their, let's say, emotions are justified in a sort of way. Because they did lose. They lost to Russia. In the end of the day, she ruined any chance. But it could have been an injury, but I guess an injury could have been, you know, it's something that you can't really avoid. It's just something that hits. Well, sports people. Yeah, I understood. I think that was part of it. Though I'm sure at that level, a slight performance issue can take a mental toll on the person. I guess so. Yeah, the Olympics are always going to be stressful. Man, Seth Biles joke. Hey, man, like, hey. Don't fucking mock, alright? Sometimes that shit happens, alright? Sometimes I just get things confused. See, this guy right here, this is ABBA, and this is pretty... They get really mad when people get that shit wrong. But no, ABBA, I'm sorry, Preach, ABBA, or fucking fuck it, I'll use the mouse. Preach, ABBA, for those who might not know.
It's also something that they love, but if in the process they get lost in the sauce, it's not worth it. If that's getting you depressed, you're not worth it.
I agree.
Like, you know what? I'm not going to do something stupid and get hurt. It's just not worth it. Especially when you have like 3 amazing athletes that can step up to the plate and do it. So you know who has the gold medal? Russia. Russia. I have to go look at these 4'11" Russian Olympians chewing on their gold medals, smirking at the Americans. I'm not okay with that. But honestly, that's where we're headed. We are raising a generation of weak people like Simone Biles. Again, if you want to be... If she got all these mental health problems, don't show up. She's also very selfish, she's immature, and she is a shame to the country.
Alright. You didn't say that shit when she was winning all those fucking gold medals and shit. I'm sorry, but that's a little bit hypocritical from you to say when she is one of the best performing fucking athletes in the world at that level. Again, alright, I understand the whole thing. She shouldn't even show up in the first place if she feels like... I honestly think so. And if she had mental issues because on the first performance, I don't even know if that's actual mental health. I think it's pressure, but it's momentarily. Like, it's something that at the time it can hit you. Like, you have a bad basketball game and you're sitting in the court side and you know your team is going to lose. You know, that kind of feeling is also going to take a toll on you. But that's not really a mental issue or a mental health issue. It's just feeling pressure. Everyone feels pressure. Everyone feels sad at some point. That's normal. It's not like depression. Depression is a mental health situation, right? But feeling disappointed, feeling like sometimes you're not worth it, like for one period, like a small period of time, that everyone goes through that shit. I go through that shit when I try to edit videos. I go like, is this worth it? But that's not a mental health issue. It's just a hurdle. It's a mental hurdle. But it's not supposed to be like, oh, I need to check with the doctor. Like, no. Mental health is a serious thing. It's not something that's just, you can call it that. It is official. It's diagnosed. I think there should be an extra spot for the average person to compete at the Olympics. That would be fun. So we can all see how badly these average Joes would get beaten. That actually does sound kind of fun. I'll admit that. My take on this is that she was determined and she wanted to give everything she had. I don't think this guy is like, oh, because she did this one time, she's so... Like, no, I think, again, she performed before And she won tons of medals for you guys. Now you're gonna act like, oh shucks, she doesn't do anything for us, and you're gonna throw her under the bus after she won so many shit, like so many fucking medals. Let's see that guy try not to bust his shit on a pommel horse before calling Simone a disgrace. Yeah. Listen, I understand the argument of like, but I'm not the one training for that shit. I'm not the one getting paid. I mean, even though in the Olympics you don't actually get paid. But yeah, I'm not expecting the critics to be better, but I expect the critics to understand what the fuck they're asking, right? To understand, okay, what's the human condition? And mental health can, in fact, be an issue. Again, I still have an issue with her just deciding to go instead of a woman who is in a valid position to maybe not earn as much as she earns, like in terms of like medals. Winning as much as she does. But at least she would have a spot and an opportunity to do what she wants to do. An athlete that could step up, you know? That's what I think it is. Like, is it cold, perhaps? But that's the Olympics. I mean, the average Joe, like you said, the average Joe doesn't go to the Olympics because he's not the most talented. It's the most talented that go. And Simone Biles is talented, but when you are not at 100%, all that talent is not going to mean anything. The problem with the Olympics is that because it's every 4 years, the pressure is too much. And Biles had the pressure of winning everything again. Now, that is a very good input, and I do agree with that shit. That hurts everyone. Maybe it is the persistent damage. The persistent pressure that she has every fucking 4 years. Perhaps. Because it's such a big deal that happens every 4 years. Yeah, you do have a point. Especially now with this one being the first after like a pause, let's say it. Yeah, that maybe it is the amount, like maybe it wasn't the fact that she entered that competition and in the first time she had let's say a bad performance. It was the fact that she has to do this every 4 years. That's an interesting take. Let's keep on. Hold on a second. Ah, shit, my fucking foot. It's all destroyed.
She's totally a sociopath.
No.
She's a sociopath.
Fuck off. What do you think is a sociopath? Like, why? Listen, I understand there's this misconception of like when people say like, oh, he kills someone, he's a psychopath, whatever. Like, a sociopath is someone who doesn't feel empathy. You understand how rare that shit is, and mostly how severe it is to claim someone is a sociopath? No, that's not a sociopath. What? I don't even understand his reasoning for that shit. Does anyone understand in the chat? Does anyone understand what the fuck does he mean with, she's a totally a sociopath? Of course, you're like, no. What makes you say that? Selfish people, even if you think like, oh, even if you were let's say right about her being, what you call it, about her being selfish. Being selfish is not a sociopath. Like that's something high level, dude. Yeah, I do think that people who go, they start working. Yeah, like I wish I joined basketball, for example, a little bit earlier. Maybe I would have a fucking chance. I don't know. He's trying to antagonize her. Yeah, that is absolutely true. That's why I don't agree with his like demeanor. I don't agree with his most of his opinions. There's a few things that I understand the emotions, and I think it's justified. But this whole like rant of like, oh, she's a fucking selfish bitch. Like, no, she's not a selfish person. Like, she's not trying to do this on purpose. Why bash people for something they can't control, really? You know? Again, it upsets me that there could be someone there that could have had that opportunity, of course. But like anything in life, that shit happens. Doesn't believe anything he says. It's all a crypt. Yeah, possible. That's what I was thinking. All of a sudden, I'm seeing this guy, right? Like, I never saw him in my life. So, I guess he got what he wanted, some attention. Oh, what happened here? I skipped a few.
Past.
If she got all these mental health problems, she's totally a sociopath. Of course she's a sociopath. Andrew said she's not a sociopath. What kind of person skips the gold medal?
Andrew is smart.
Who does that?
Motherfucker, shut the fuck up. That's in no way, shape, or form the definition of a sociopath, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
That's what you is, though, a dumb fuck.
So, it's a lot to say. And a lot...
That means just reinforce that, what the fuck, like, the guy doesn't understand what he's saying.
A lot of people echo the sentiment. She's a quitter, etc., etc. People aren't aware. Simone Biles in the past has done gymnastics through plenty of injuries. In fact, she's even done it through kidney stones. Anybody who's had kidney stones knows it's a pain comparable to pregnancy. Okay? The idea that she wouldn't put her body on the line or put herself on the line in order to succeed representing America is nonsense. She's done it before, and you know, potentially she'll do it again in the future. So already right off there, you're an idiot, in my opinion.
You know what? There's a lot of times that you step up to the plate, even though you don't want to do it, even though that it's against everything in your body. But instead, Simone Biles just broke one of the great American values and virtues, courage and bravery. It was all about herself.
What's up with all that the fucking flute shit? It's not even a flute. What do you call it? A pipe bag or something, a bagpipe or whatever. Like, well, that's the least American shit ever. That's the UK is gonna be mad at you. Like what? But hey, that's a true American form. Steal everything that you can. Like what? I don't understand. What the fuck was that? Can someone explain? Like he thought he was gonna go in for that shit. Like he was like, yeah. Like the internet is gonna talk about me. I'm gonna be the guy, the true American. Like possibly there's a lot of people who agree with him fully, and this is like America kind of thing. But no, you're just spewing a lot of fucking bullshit. Just like sociopath, bro. Get help. But he thought like he was going for that monologue, like yeah, shit, I'm gonna be the like no one cares, like no one. The Scottish will cancel. That's what I was thinking, man. I was gonna insult him as well and say the Irish. I confuse a lot of countries for some reason. Don't get mad.
She's a disgrace.
Here's another nugget that I think a lot of people aren't aware. Since she was a child, Simone has been taking ADHD medication. Once upon arriving in Japan, that medication was banned. It's no longer allowed.
Ooh, okay. I did not know that. That's important to... Okay. Wow, wow. So what, Japan doesn't have ADHD medication? They don't believe that shit? Alright. I guess if she if she has a fucking thing that she needs to maintain... Alright. Alright, that seems reasonable to me. Of course, man. No, if she was able to control that shit, and you remove the tools that she was able to use to remove that shit, then that's a valuable piece of information. Thank you, Abba. Thank you. Didn't know that shit. This is for those watching this in a video form. In case you didn't pick this up, this is a stream. This is my first contact with things, and this is kind of my thing that I want to do. Observe shit, and you see the process of me getting all the information as a first time.
It was like Adderall. I can't remember what it was. So when she gets up there and she's doing her stuff and she doesn't have her ADHD, she says she can't focus. That's a strong link.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're being asked to flip in the air 10, 20 times and you can't focus and you land awkwardly, goodbye limbs. You know injuries in cheerleading. And how high do they go?
I've had one of my cheerleaders. She was 3 stories high and she had to do a front flip. And someone was not paying attention. What happened?
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Go ahead, tell them. Injuries is not for my thing.
She landed on her back.
Yeah, right. All right.
Yeah. To me, it's more like it's worse when I know it's not a worse injury, but when people bend their knees and or bend their legs, is no. Oh, sorry, I didn't read your chat here. A few athletes have said these Olympics are different because of quarantine rules. Usually in the Olympics, you can't talk and spend time with people with other countries. And in this one, you can't do that. That's also very important shit to retain. That part is easy to counter. We know this Olympics would be held in Tokyo for 7 years, so the US had time to resolve that issue with medication. Maybe. But it's not really her fault. I would say that it has to do with the people who the organizers, right? So whoever is part, like in on the lead of the maintaining the US team, like the logistics and stuff like that, should have known that. Yeah, but still not her fault.
That's a woman in college landing on her back. It could have been even worse than that. She could have landed on her goddamn neck. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because someone was not paying attention.
So, you know, what this story is about is don't let anybody tell you that you're mental. Listen, some people are like, maybe she's faking it. Maybe she is. I don't know.
Yeah.
None of us.
I'm not saying that she's lying, because I don't like to say that people are lying when I don't know, but she could be faking it. She could have easily been using this as an excuse, and that's why I think, like, that's why I leave the justification for people feeling like, okay, she kind of should have stepped down or something like that, and she maybe is faking or whatever. And just because she has these previous accolades doesn't mean that all of a sudden she's not like she could be tired of just getting all the goals and participating in the Olympics, but she doesn't want to have that pressure of like being the one who rejected to go to the Olympics. So she might be lying about this shit and just throwing these excuses or whatever. It could be, but you cannot base yourself or react accordingly when you don't know the true motives. If you had evidence of that, I would absolutely agree and understand all this frustration and stuff like that. But I mean, calling her a sociopath when you don't know the truth, like, I just don't know, man. And to me, what was sad is that, yeah, there was herself. I'm pretty sure she wants to compete, and not being able to do that because you feel some sort of, even if you have to lie about the mental health, but you're thinking about some other shit, like, it's tough. Yeah, that's why I said the country. She probably didn't know that. Yeah, of course. It's the logistics department that have to take care of that shit. But yeah, let me just see. I don't want to spend too much. I only spent 5 minutes of them because they have a 20-minute video. I don't want to go too far.
No. But at the end of the day, she has to focus on her well-being. So if that's what she needs, that's what she needs.
Do you, boo-boo?
You know? That's it. That's what it really comes down to. So I think we often talk about the past and we romanticize it. Oh, they were men back in the day. Today we're cowards. You know, I find like the truth is a little bit in the middle.
They were broken men back in the day.
They were. Look at the players for most of those leagues and watch them today. Can they walk? Can they stand? How many of them died early from brain damage?
But they were men.
They sacrificed.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance.
Usually that happens a lot with NFL. I think it was like some crazy statistics, like 80% or some shit like that. I'm sorry, I don't actually have this. There's a few days when I have all the full statistics, but I could search on the internet, but I'm not going to do that, all right? But it was a high chance, let's call it a high percentage of retirees from NFL that had severe brain damage. So this whole notion, like, if you practice the manly sports, you're going to be you're going to be fucking up your life to prove other people things. And here's the thing. I do think the Olympics are still about sacrifice. But like I said, it's not a situation of like, you got to sacrifice with your life. Like, no. And again, her reaction, is it reasonable? I think so. Right? But what it makes me sad to see is that, you know, obviously there could be some other woman who could have stepped up to the plate, or at the very least had that opportunity to at least compete, even if she doesn't get anything at all. Even worse results than Simone in less than 100%, right? Again, we had Portuguese athletes that missed the podium, and they were all sad, crying. But even though that's something that we need to comfort them and realize, like, hey, you did your fucking best. Like, you couldn't have done anything else other than your best, right? It is nice to see people who are dedicated to that and understand that the Olympics are not about themselves. That I do. I'm sorry, it's my opinion. It's not about you. I disagree entirely. That is about the individual. But I'm not asking you to sacrifice your fucking life for that shit, right? Could she push through this stuff? Maybe, right? But like they say, that she could be faking it, but who knows? So I think I'm going to end it there, the discussion, at the very least, the recording. I'm just going to read this. I was seeing the first exercise in the qualifications of Biles in the Olympics, and she failed an exercise twice. Then she moved to another exercise where she was scared of getting seriously injured. Yeah. That usually happens when you actually, like, I went through that shit. Once you have an injury, you feel like, oh, if I do it again, or at the very least, if I get out there, you know, it's going to happen again. And that will just delimit everything that you know and everything that you find, oh, this is, like, everything that you learn about that sport to do, what to do and shit like that. Yeah, it goes all down the drain when you have an injury, because you feel like, oh, I'm going to be, you limit yourself so that you can run in economic mode, let's say it like that, right? Let me just stop the recording here. I have to review and shit. But it's better than watching a 3-hour stream, picking up the little highlights and shit. So that higher quality as well. But let's talk with you guys here. Let me see if I missed something. I'm sorry if I'm missing something. But yeah, like that last sentiment there, yeah, I felt that shit before, and now imagining the Olympics is gonna be 10 times worse, I guess. 5 o'clock, like everything is like, this footage was 30 minutes on the dot, and it's 5 p.m. on the dot. I wish the Control Crazy was there, because I need someone on GTA 5, man, to get the fucking prize ride. I need to win 5 sprint races or whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, this whole video, I can post it, I guess. It's Aaron Preach, man. You're not following Aaron Preach? What's wrong with you, huh? What's wrong with you? But if you want, you have the title there, but I'm gonna post this shit here as well, in case you guys need it. Alright, I think it's a very, like, Aaron Preach is the... Whew. I need to use another fucking screen for that. Because I'm kind of... I like this position here, but I'm kind of far away from the PC. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all I gotta discuss. There should be a video at 9 p.m. Let's see if I don't get delayed on that. It should be about the whole issue with Activision Blizzard. And this one might be released tomorrow, but I'm also planning a stream, so we'll see what happens next. I think I'm gonna go with Cyberpunk tomorrow, man. I want to finish Cyberpunk. Fucking hell, man. I want to finish Cyberpunk. Actually, or not finish, but, you know, continue with the shit, because I haven't continued the story. I felt like they were gonna fix the game, but they're not gonna fix the game. So I gotta play it as is. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. All right. Oh, Control Crazy, there you go. Fucking hell. Shit, I can't do it today because I'm gonna be editing. But after 9 p.m., I don't know if it's gonna be late for you. Maybe it's late to you, too late for you. No, you live in UK, right? Oh yeah, if like 10 p.m. if you're online, I'm gonna be on Discord. If I can see you there, we should have like, you need 2 sprint races, I think, to win 2 sprint races for the car. I was doing that shit like the 3 in a row, like the 3 wins or the 3 podium positions in 3 days in a row. But again, like I thought, at some point it is gonna end, and I couldn't do anything about it. So it's a new car apparently. It's the van kind of shit. So thank you so much. I could have watched more stuff. I could react, but again, doing these streams, I gotta edit right away. So now, I'm not even gonna have a pause. So thank you so much. Again, tomorrow might be a long stream. Okay, just playing video games. That's usually how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna use that for the recording. I'll see you next time. João, thank you so much for popping by, and that was really good fucking points to put in my video. I really want to release that video, but I'm gonna release Activision Blizzard first, because, well, it's the main thing that a lot of people are talking about. Even though Activision Blizzard, man, there's not a lot to say, man. Like, I just wanted to report that there's this whole Bill Cosby shit happening, apparently. So, but there was not a lot of opinions that I could throw in. It is what it is. It's dumb. Didn't I make you a mod? Wait, on Discord you are on, no? Or do you mean in YouTube? I gotta check this shit. I got so many fucking messages, man. I never check this shit. Control Crazy is a mod. I didn't do anything to remove you. So you should be good. No, it's win 5 races. Yeah, win them. But no, they have to be sprint races. At least to me, they have to be sprint races, which is a mess. Because I would have to find people in public sessions that are in the car me to do that shit. But yeah, so thank you so much for popping. All right, I'll see you next time. Control Crazy, Poquito, João, all right, and everyone who else popped. These like this way, I guess with these streams, I guess I can make more videos per week and also have more streams per week. I like this style. I don't know if you think the same, but I like it. That way we could have the chat and all the videos, even though I will make some standalone videos because sometimes I have to think about what I want to say. So in those situations, I'm going to do a standalone video. But these videos where I want to talk about something, but I always feel like, oh, there's a huge pressure of me. Like, this forces me to fucking do the video, you know? Just talk. On Discord, I think you should be. But hit me up if you have a new user, because, yeah, you do not pop here. So maybe that's an issue. No, wait. Johnny, Andrew, Luca, Extreme Games. Wait, why aren't you here? Okay, so you just left. Okay, just join, hit me up on the DMs, and we're gonna add you. Oh, she left the server. Okay. Okay, so join back, and I'll put you as a mod. Don't worry about that. You're hot, bro. Imagine the back shot. There you go. See, I have confirmation. I have a little... Well, who needs all OnlyFans, man? Like, here I am. Just getting all the attention that I need. We'll see. But, yeah, I'm happy with this. This way I can do almost, like, streams almost every day. And release videos in the same day. Unless, again, like I said, it's something that I need to research or whatever. But today's videos... It's something that people are searching about. Activision Blizzard. But there's not a lot to say, man. What do you want me to say? They're just dumbasses for thinking that was a good option to leave it online. Even back in 2013, so I don't know what they were thinking, honestly. So, making OnlyFans, bro, or to buy it with my Redditor salary, which is $3 a month. Man, does even... You may be joking, but does Reddit even have monetization? Maybe they have monetization. I know that TikTok now has monetization to certain accounts. So that's kind of cool. We'll see. But I don't have quick content anymore. I don't release quick content. But I will release some video game like clips and shit like that. So we'll see. But thank you so much, man. I'm delaying this a lot. I have to edit, man. I don't think that I'm running off on you. I just need to edit the video. But yeah, I'm sorry these videos, like the quick ones, are not as edited. But I think it's comfortable, man. And I gotta find a better position for me to have this shit. But this was a test. Yeah, TikTok has creator fund. I don't know about Reddit though. Yeah, I do. For example, even Quora has that shit. So that's kind of like the weird thing about it. I mean, you do have the awards kind of shit. You pay for the awards, but being a Discord mod pays well. My mods aren't paid shit. But at some point, if I make money, of course, you know, communism in this bitch. But yeah. I feel like I said everything. The Simone Biles is a very interesting topic. I hope they didn't say anything that was... Oh wait, there's something here.
Had ankle problems.
Let me just check it out. Check it real quick.
There's a culture within sports. So when you see...
There was a clip. Oh, there you go.
All kinds of dangerous maneuvers. They're thrown into the air doing flips and kicks and all kinds of dangerous maneuvers if you're not in the right headspace.
Okay, I think he's just talking. Okay. Yeah, no, I've been preaching I like to react, but I can't react to their whole video about 20 fucking minutes. But they usually have, if you check it, like, let me see, is this still... Yeah. If you check this shit here. That would be an interesting video right there, man. Just for the fucking thumbnail. But I guess I don't have a lot to say because I haven't watched the video yet. But I might watch it and do a reaction. Here's the thing, man. I don't like to see the videos first and then react. Like, it kind of loses the thing. But some videos I do need to watch to know what the fuck I'm talking about. The server creator pays me a minimum wage, so I can basically take care of my Discord kitten. Oh, well, there you go. That's nice. Nice guitar. Can you play it? Sort of. I guess I'll show it like I already played. It's gonna be very embarrassing if I play the same songs every stream, and I already played like all I know, which is 2 songs. The guitars, man, like it's a terrible mess. The mic is not even well positioned, so I'm sorry if it sounds terrible. And the strings are, what, 8 years old? I'm not joking. This shit is as old, almost as old as me. So, see, the strings, I have to change them. But I don't really care about guitars that much. See, I already was messing up. Oh yeah, now I forget about the song. That's cool. I gotta pull... Nah, that band is not good. Let me start from the... Okay, from the fresh. from the start, I mean. Why did I fucking mess up in this one? I'm trying to do a double band, but that's an advanced move for me, man. I recorded it now. I'm making my ringtone. It's what's it called? Boom Boom by John Lee Hooker. Is that his name? John, not John. Is it? Oh yeah, it's John Lee Hooker. Yeah, there you go. It's Boom Boom, as you can see. It was in Mafia 2, so I had to learn that shit. Love that fucking game. I might buy it just to play it on stream. Those are other songs. What the fuck did I learn? Oh, mothers are like that, man. Shit, man. God damn it. These strings are so... First and foremost, some are loose as shit. And then other ones are just absolutely... I guess the loose is the big issue with it. I gotta renew them. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to end the stream either way, so don't worry about any of that shit. So, thank you so much for anyone who joined, alright? Let me put this guitar back in place. I need to edit the video, otherwise... I'll spend some more time here, but I gotta upload this shit really quick. It's Friday. I like to upload on Friday religiously. So at the very least Friday, right? I can't promise you anything, but Friday, something that I can promise. So thank you so much for joining. All right, I gotta cancel. I love talking with you guys, man, but I gotta go. And I'll see you next time. We'll see if we get a better topic, man. I want to react to some dumb shit. But today, since there's something that is a lot of people are talking about, I'm going for that. And the rest of the week should be original content. We'll see. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.